You know, when that moment happens, when your bike decides it's had enough of you, it throws you off and puts you on the side of the road, sitting on your backside, whilst your mates phone for the ambulance, and you land up in hospital and your bike's messed up as well. I think it's a good time to review the kind of gear that you are wearing or using. So in this video, I'm looking at the helmet, the pants, the jacket, the boots, and I've also included our panniers because it's also important that they survive a crash, if at all possible.
Where does this all live?
Is this all my stuff?
This is all your stuff, Dad.
Oh no, Jono. This is the end. This is the aftermath of the ride that never was.
Yeah.
Hey?
Yeah, I've got to go through it all, unpack it all.
Yeah.
After it was just packed, put it all away again. Yeah.
Well, we're also checking to see how the gear's managed, hey?
That's true.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I think it's all survived pretty well.
Yeah.
Considering how hard it hit the ground.
It certainly did, hey?
Yeah.
Show us the mirrors.
Yeah, the mirrors came off. Check, snapped.
Oof.
Clean off there.
Clean off.
So you must... I'm still trying to figure out what your bike did, because to break both sides, it must have rolled or something.
Yeah. Must have... But definitely landed on its face, didn't it?
It landed on the side, and then
Yeah.
if it flipped, maybe, to break both. Because if it just slid down one side, only one would have come off.
That's right.
So, yeah, there you
Well,
go.
its rider slid down all
Oh,
sides.
that's true. Yeah. But all your cameras and your GoPros, they all seem to have survived. They all lived. Mostly. Oh, here's your helmet, Dad. I'll tell you what, it's a damn good thing you were wearing it. Because I think you hit the ground face first. It's all damaged up this side. On your right hand side. So your visor's broken, this is broken off. This is ruined. Your headphones came out, but your center looks alright actually. So at least you didn't roll, which is good. But I mean, aside from a couple of scratches, and you've a bruised ear, it held up pretty well, actually, I think. Just goes to show how solid these things are. It was just showy. Yeah. But I mean, busted. This doesn't really open anymore. You're gonna have to get rid of it, obviously, with an accident. But
Well, I guess my rule is you can see the abrasions on it.
Yeah.
There at the top there.
yeah.
You know, I would have given it a fair whack.
No,
I think you said I was a bit concussed,
a
so
bit concussed, yeah.
I think it's done its dash, eh?
Yeah, but it did its job. Saved you from a worse injury, which is good. So another little tip, if you do have an accident, as we all know, you don't remove the person's helmet because you don't know if they had spinal injuries or neck injuries or whatnot. When Dad had his accident, he was actually able to take it off himself, so that's fine. But if you see someone just lying unconscious, typically leave the helmet on in case until the paramedics get there and they'll handle it. What a lot of people don't know is obviously you have your main strap for your helmet, which you unbuckle and take off, but obviously the padding is quite tight around the head, so when you pull, you could cause damage. A lot of these newer helmets have these little red tags or similar color tags on the side, which you can just pull and the whole thing comes off. So it opens up the space around the cheeks, like so, and then obviously you can just slide the helmet off nice and easy. So this will prevent damage, and you can obviously just slide these all back in again and rebutton them. So if you ever do come across someone, again, don't take the helmet off. If you need to, they do have these little quick release straps. So these are your pants. This is the right side. Not a scratch, not a rip, not a tear. Okay, you did go down dirt, but you know, even considering it was hard dirt, gravel, and they protected you well. I mean, all the padding is fine. Yeah, give them a wash.
There's padding on the hip there as well, isn't there?
There's padding, yeah.
Yeah, because I got a bit of a bruise, but
True.
that would have protected me on the way down.
That
Hey?
would've, yeah.
Yeah.
And then your knee, no damage to your
No
knees.
damage
That's
to my
fine.
knees. No,
Yeah, no. Look totally fine.
pretty good.
Yeah. So this is your jacket, climb obviously. Again, not a scratch, not a mark. Even though you landed on your shoulder, You said you got some pain and bruising and whatnot, but you know, this pad would have protected you quite a bit.
Definitely.
And you know, again, it just goes to show, always wear the right gear, right equipment.
Yeah, and my elbow as well, because I would have landed on my elbows, so you got the protection there as well.
Protection there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a scratch.
I mean, it does.
So the last of your gear, Dad, your boots. Again, perfect nick, nothing wrong with them. They took the brunt. All the belt, the buckles still work, Velcro still works. You're lucky you're wearing this stuff, eh? It was good.
Well, I mean, I think, you know, it gives you the support, and also what you and I like about those is the buckle release.
Yeah.
That's it's just so easy to put on and off. So it's not arduous, is it? You just slip your foot in.
Yeah, buckle up and off you go.
Yeah.
The good thing is that you do remember when I had my accident, I wasn't able to take my boot off, and the paramedics had to cut it off, which was annoying. So if you ever do have an accident and you're able to, and it's not going to cause you any further injury, make sure to take your gear off if you can. I know it sounds weird, but to be honest, paramedics don't care. They will slice that stuff off you, and then of course you've got to buy more gear. So I lost my boots, nice pair of Dragon jeans, and a jacket actually I had from Finland. So, you know, which I didn't know to take it off, and the paramedics got to me, sliced it all off my body to, you know, get the drugs into me. So if you can, and you have an accident and you're able to, take your gear up before the paramedics get there, if you want to keep it. So as you guys know, we've already done a review on these Lone Rider panniers, but I just want to point out that we've said they're awesome and they're amazing and they're tough and durable, and to be fair, we haven't really tested as much as we like, but this one here was on the right hand side of Dad's bike and took the full force of him and a bike falling over onto it, doing probably about 60 to 70 k's down a dirt road, and it has not a scratch on it. Its integrity is completely fine. There's no damage, there's no visible evidence of any wear and tear, aside from obviously some dust as it hit the dirt. But this thing is solid. It still works perfectly, it still closes up, clips onto the bike, no worries. And I mean, it just goes to show how well these are made. The engineering behind it was just without fault. It has no damage after a pretty hectic accident. And we made the comparison last night of Dad's metal panniers that come with the bike. That previous one we had in the previous video where you can see him hammering out dents with an axe. Anyway.
Dad, this is a caravan park, not a blacksmith.
That was just from the bike falling over, just off its side stand. That's how much damage that thing was caused to it. Whereas these were in an actual accident, and they're totally fine. So we haven't really used them on the road as much as we like, but from all intents and purposes, if you're doing a long tour, especially on dirt where it can be a little bit sketchy, these are definitely the way to go.
I'll tell you, the other thing is they pack a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff. I've just unpacked these two and they practically filled up these two shelves right here. So yeah, we can't recommend them strongly enough, to be frank.
So I have to admit, an accident of that severity did mean I got bashed up quite a bit. You know, I broke a rib or two, and I also had a slight fracture in my pelvis. However, the gear really protected me. And apart from a few bruises and discomfort, I actually came away pretty unscathed. My advice is always buy the best gear you can afford. Make sure you wear it at all times. And whatever you do, do not scrimp on your helmet. Take care, keep upright, and see you out there.